he is expert with SKILLSDA on cyber security. So we have such a great personality with us. So I request Dr. B.B. Kumar sir and Kottaram Ramesh ji to kindly start the session and bless us.
Yeah, thank you so much. I will take 3 minutes before I hand over the baton to Dr. Kumar. Good morning to everybody, and thanks for coming in for the session. So SKILLSDA is a pure play company in cybersecurity, and we are partners with NASSCOM Future Skills in 3-4 emerging technologies that is delivered across the academia and industry. SKILLSDA has a mandate from AICTE to create 100,000 cybersecurity professionals from students and put them in government jobs. So with our private-public partnership under the Prime Minister's Office with NCI IPC and a mandate from CERT and AICTE and partnership with NASSCOM Future Skills, we are here to imbibe the knowledge of cybersecurity for aspirant students who want to take cybersecurity as a career. So we already work with academia in terms of supporting the departments in various colleges and universities on the niche cybersecurity for job readiness and skills for employability. So we create national occupational standard topics for them to be assessed by NASSCOM certified and get placed in various jobs in the industry. So with this mandate, we are reaching out to various colleges, and my information is with Dr. Harsh. So you can reach him and get details and communicate, and we'll be available to support you. There are a lot of funding that's available from AICTE if you want to get into doing something in cybersecurity as a center of excellence or something like that, and we can support you there also. So thank you very much. With that, I request the Honorable Dr. B.V. Kumar, to address the audience with today's topic. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Ramesh, for introducing. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can hear you.
Okay. Can others hear me? And probably I turned on my video for about a moment so that you can see me.
No, others can hear you, sir, but they are on mute.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir. You are audible.
Fine. Yeah. Just let me begin my presentation. Just give me a moment, and please let me know if you can see the full slide.
Yes, sir. Your slide is visible.
My slide is visible. Excellent. So I think we are ready to go. And today's in the next 1.5 hours, probably I should say about an hour or so, I'm going to make a presentation on personal device security as a part of cyber security in the holistic picture. And I have been already introduced. I do not want to spend much time on this. I thought I'll put a couple of slides on me of whatever just I was introduced, where I am and how do I look like. You can take a look at what I have been doing. Couple of things I think I should mention for this particular audience is that I have authored many software books, and 2 of them are cyber security. That is one thing. And secondly, of the 2 patents that I have, one of the patents is on cyber security. And we are not only one of the most sought after people for cyber security, as well as technologies such as artificial intelligence, the mean stack, mobile app development, Python, Anaconda, and some of these things are the top priority for the current and the next generation citizens of this world. It's very important. So we are all into this, and we also address cyber certification requirements in the sense that there are many cyber certifications that are in demand in the current world. And couple of certifications we directly deal with is CompTIA Security Plus and CISSP, and then we cater to the needs of that one also. So with this, let me jump into the agenda of what we are going to do today in the next 1.5 hours time. I'm going to introduce you to today's topic, and then let you know what are personal devices, what are not, and then why should we give so much of importance to these personal devices and their security. Okay, that is the theme of the next 1 hour. And then the next thing which I'm going to cover is the attacks that happen on these personal devices. Some of the attacks are blaringly seen, and then you can see and then experience. Some of them you don't even see, and you will experience it probably after a few days, wherein you will discover that your information has been compromised in such a way that you have lost money, or probably you don't know what you are going to lose. That is one of the reasons why we have to be more careful than what we were yesterday. I think 10 years ago we never were talking something like this because we never had personal devices. But personal devices have entered into the day-to-day affairs of everybody in the present-day world, particularly the people who work in the technological world, financial world, healthcare world. Personal devices have become a very common scene. And then as more and more personal devices are appearing, attacks on these personal devices are happening almost on a daily basis. If I say daily basis, it is too less. It is happening almost on probably a minute-by-minute basis. So we need to be very careful on that. Then how do we protect these personal devices? If we do that, half the problem is solved. So how do we solve the problem at the personal level, or at the level wherein individually we have control over these devices? How can we do that? And then I'm going to summarize before I throw this forum for question and answer session. Okay, so let me introduce you to the personal devices space. What do we mean by personal devices? Personal devices typically refer to what we use on a daily basis in our office or at our home, or at both places. Okay, desktops and laptops, and many times, although not frequently, you might use tablets. And the one which is much more important for today's world is the smartphone. I think smartphone has taken away almost the entire technology world by storm. And any transaction is happening, I think smartphones are being involved. Somewhere down the line, I'm going to present you some of the statistics of how the smartphone has already outsmarted the laptops and desktops. But the smartphones have taken the world by storm. That is the thing. Okay. And these devices are typically owned by individuals. That means you have purchased it, or probably your office might have purchased it for you for your work. Okay, so there is a couple of things that you have to remember about, that these devices, either you will use it for personal work or office work or both. But the most important thing is both of them are important, and both of them have information which costs us a lot of money. So you need to be very careful. So the security part of it is the one which we are going to address today. Okay, now that, like, for the past 6 months or 8 months, I should say, like, most of us have been at home, almost at home, and probably some of you might have come back to the office or doing something called work from home, because you can do that because you have some of these personal devices connected to the office or connected to the businesses that you are doing. Okay. So some of these personal devices are referred to as BYOD, or buy your own device. Okay. So BYOD is popular, and then they can be classified as 2 different classes of devices. One is personally owned, company enabled. That means you own this computer and you are working in an organization XYZ, and then they have allowed you to bring your personal computer and work on office matters. So that is called as personally owned, company enabled, POCE, or corporate owned, personally enabled. This is where you might have seen many people, the companies who are working in many multinational organizations, and in fact, even in many top class Indian organizations, the corporates will lend you iPhones, or they will lend you their laptops, and then you can work from home. So work from home was being used for a long time ago, probably since early 2000, when companies such as Infosys, Wipro, and TCS came into picture. They started distributing these corporate-owned, personally enabled systems wherein you can work from home, or you are traveling, you are at a client place, you can work from the client place, and you can still be in touch with the world. Whatever that was done that time ago is very, very handy currently because of today's current COVID situation. You can work from home. In fact, all of you are, I'm sure that you are at home, and then you are listening to my lecture, and I am also working from home. I am using a device, and through this device I am able to communicate to you. Okay. What are not personal devices? I think we have to be very sure about this. Personal devices are those which are like, those which are behind the firewalls. These things such as routers, servers, network devices, firewalls, and those things, which are taken care of in the back, and then they are not personal devices. They are not owned by individuals. So we are not considering these things as personal devices, and then they don't creep into our discussion. Okay. So when we say there are personal devices, what are those personal devices which are important for us, which will help us in our day-to-day official business? They are the desktops, they are the laptops, then we have the tablets, we have the mobile phones, and we have smartphones. Smartphones are different from mobile phones. Mostly mobile phones will allow you to do the voice communication, whereas smartphone can do a lot more things, a lot more smarter. And then finally, we now have watches. Okay. These are all personal devices that it is in such a way that you can own them, and then it travels with you. It goes wherever you are. And then the most interesting thing with them is that you can do business with them. So that is the convenience. At the same time, that is the danger also. You need to be very, very careful, because it is subjected to a lot of problems. Okay, this is one of the things that has to be kept in mind with regards to the personal devices. Okay. When I said personal devices, desktops are those guys which are sitting in the home on your desktop, really connected to your Wi-Fi router, and then beautiful screen, and then it is there, and it has most of your applications, all the things that you are going to work on. As if it's an office environment, it is there. But the thing is, it is immobile. It doesn't come with you. Like, when you step out of the home, you don't take it. But still it is personal, because you log into it, you log out of it, you conduct business out of it. So that way it is personal, but it is immobile. And importantly, it contains a lot of applications as well as data, with the help of which you can do your personal work and or corporate work. Most oftenly, like, people do both kind of a thing. If corporates allow your personal system also to be used. Many a times, we use our personal systems, such as desktops, and we log into our company, and then we take a look at our email, or we upload some pictures or something like that. Okay, these are the desktops which are immobile. They stay at your place, wherever you are, wherever your home is. The next one is the laptops. They almost do everything what a desktop can do, but they are mobile. Let's say you are working on your laptop, which has probably mirrored whatever is the content of your desktop is, but you need to step out of your home, and then you need to go to your client's location and make a presentation of something, or make a demonstration of some applications, etc. Laptops are the beautiful devices that are mobile and help you in delivering your work. And they could be POCE or COPE, personally owned or corporate owned. Nevertheless, they will help you in doing your not only the personal work, but it also will help you deliver the corporate work. And it contains many applications as well as data pertaining to personal and or corporate affairs. Okay, those are the laptops. The next one is the mobile phone. Okay, these are such a small device, such a beautiful device. You can just slip that into your pocket and then go around. You get a call, you can receive the call, you can do some business deals there. You can open up an application from this mobile phone, and then you can do some company-related or corporate-related work. Our mobile phones can be classified into either generic phones or smartphones. Generic phones are those phones that are these Nokia phones which we used to have 10-15 years ago, wherein we can only do two things. We can make a call, receive a call, or we can send or receive SMS messages. That's it. Whereas smartphones can do many things, because it contains personal data as well as corporate data. You can do wonderful things. Many people don't even bother to carry laptop nowadays, because as long as you have a smartphone in your pocket, you can do many things. Last but not the least, I want to focus on the watches. Today we have a lot of watches that have come into our market. You have iWatch from Apple, and you have many Android watches. I and several other people have come out with these smart watches, which are actually connected to the other devices such as mobile phones. That is the reason in the picture I have put a smartwatch along with a smartphone. Their combinations are a killer combinations. Mostly these watches are personal. Of course, today I don't see any corporate distributing personal watches. Maybe it could be happening in the first world countries, but currently it's still a personal device. However, it can deliver a lot of official work also, because they can be controlled via mobile phones. They are usually associated with the mobile phone. For example, iWatches are connected to iPhones. If you do not have an iPhone, you cannot install iWatch at all. So that way, and that serves two things. One is personalizing your watch to your phone. The second one is security. So these are the two things a watch as well as a phone combination can do. As I said, it can contain personal as well as corporate data. It can also help you deliver certain small work. May not be like, you may not be able to do, a transaction over a watch, but today you can actually send a small SMS, for example, approving something from your mobile phone, wherein, you are traveling, you do not have an access to a laptop, or you do not have an access to your mobile phone, but this mobile phone is connected to your watch, and then through this watch you can send an SMS, scanned SMS, which we say, with the help of which you can actually do a part of your work. For example, if you are traveling in a metro, wherein you do not have a luxury of opening your mobile phone and do something, you can just do a reply. You can do a voice reply. You can do an SMS reply, canned SMS reply on iWatches. And then these personal devices that way have become very, very powerful nowadays. So far, everything going well. Anybody has any problem? Ramesh?
Sir, please proceed, sir.
Yeah, okay. And there are a couple of other devices which belonging to the personal device category are the tablets. You have different tablets from different manufacturers. Some of them which are very popular are iPads and iPad minis, etc. They are like, a hybrid of phone as well as laptops. And also you have some things that are considered as personal digital assistants. Okay, but these guys are not very popular. Their popularity is only to a very limited extent, because they will cost as much as a laptop, but they have certain limitations. That is one of the reasons they haven't caught up as much as a smartphone or even a watch is. Next, let's consider the importance of these personal devices and then the security of these personal devices. These personal devices are important because they have a lot of important information inside them. And that is one of the reasons people are trying to, look for your personal device and then compromise this personal device. Hackers are really waiting for it because it contains information. It contains a lot of information. Most importantly, it has contact information. Every personal mobile phone has hundreds of contacts, and each hundreds of contacts will lead to other hundreds of contacts. And then people who actually filter such data can access to, as I will show you a little bit down the line, as to how they can try to get across to the right kind of people and then hack their mobile or hack their laptop and then get the information of what they want, or they can hold somebody ransom. Okay. These also have, personal devices have apps, applications, as well as data. And these apps could be personal or corporate related, as well as data could also be personal or corporate. Corporate data belongs to your organization, whereas personal data belongs to you. Personal data could be your bank account, your other contacts, and several other things, other documents. They become, target for the hackers. That is one of the reasons why you need to have a very great care over this. And many of these personal devices also act as what is called as a media for authentication. You guys might have already seen that, many a times when you are using a desktop and you log into your bank account, I will give you an example. Kotak Mahindra Bank, Kotak Bank actually. If you try to log in, although you give the right username and password, it will send a OTP information to your mobile phone. That number should be provided. That is called as a two-factor authentication or a multi-factor authentication. Unless you give this one, the application will not establish you as who you are. This is very important. So these personal devices becomes a media for authentication. Okay. So they send you an SMS or they send you an OTP. When you key in that OTP, you should be able to do the continue with using that application. So that is how important it is going to be. So let's take a look at some of the important types of applications these personal devices support. When I talk about personal devices, I flip between laptops on one side, laptops or desktops on one side, and smartphones on the other side. So you can assume either I am talking about a laptop, desktop, or a mobile phone. Okay. They have a lot of applications. In fact, there are several screens. As you can see from these screens, this is the latest iPhone application, putting all the like-minded applications together. So it could be all the banking apps are clubbed together, all the stocks and share trading applications are clubbed together, all communications apps are clubbed together. We have social media apps. Social media has become one of the most significant, good as well as most dangerous route for cyber hackers to get into you and then hack your system. Then you have personal financial apps, you have fitness and healthcare app, and you have other apps such as wallets, which will help you manage your finances and things like that. Okay. So almost like, it's an office that you are carrying in your pocket. To that extent, these devices help you. Because it can do such an important job for you, almost through and through, when you get up till you go to bed or while you are even sleeping, these devices are working for you. And this is where people want to try to hack into your personal devices and then make haste, get away with all the money that they have. So what are the kinds of attacks that can happen on personal devices? Let's take a look at it. Physical attacks. Physical attack means actually like, physically somebody doing something. Like, as I can show here, like, a thief is breaking into your home. this is a physical attack on a personal side, whereas on the personal device itself, somebody can steal it. Like, you have gone to a restaurant, you have put your mobile phone or your laptop on the desk, and then you have stepped out for something. By the time you are back, the phone is missing or the laptop is missing, because physically it is small. That is the advantage as well as that is the disadvantage. People can just jump in, take it and run away. Okay, that is the physical attack. And then it is also prone to what is known as a cyber attack. That means you are very safe at home, your home is locked, everything is fine, you are working, but somebody else is also working from behind, and then he can reach out and attack you from behind before whatever is lost. So these are the two different kinds of attacks that can happen. Let's say, what are the physical kind of attacks that can happen on a laptop? Physical attacks that can happen is probably when whether it is turned on or turned off. As I told you, like, it is such a small thing that it can be easily stolen. You can run away. Somebody cannot run away with your desktop, but your mobile, somebody can run away. And it has happened that somebody is talking to somebody on the mobile phone and walking. People has just jumped, pushed the guy, snatched the mobile phone and run away. Probably it is not that they want that mobile phone. Probably that they are interested in what is the information that they can use it, and then probably look at a much more significantly rewarding work which the cyber hackers can do. Another thing which you have to remember about this physical attack is, many a times, let's say that you are in a good place, nice place, restaurant, you are sitting and having some food. Somebody comes and says, hey, I have forgotten my mobile phone. I want to talk to somebody. Can I just take your mobile phone for a small call? And you very innocently, you hand over your phone. Please don't do that. It is prone for misuse. Probably the guy might say that, just give me 2 minutes. I'll go to that corner and speak to somebody and come back. Just never share your personal device with anybody, because it is prone for misuse. And then you have to keep these devices safe. Okay. Most oftenly, like, you might have noticed that desktops are safe, no problem. Whereas laptops come with a lock and key. There is a slot wherein, you can lock your laptop so that it is physically not taken away. Okay. Similarly, I don't know, mobile phone, you have to exercise a discipline in yourself so that, you keep it safe. Do not hand it over to somebody. Do not misplace it and then use it. While those are the physical attacks, it is prone to cyber attack. You are very safely sitting at your home and you are working, but somebody is looking for your hardware vulnerability or your application vulnerability or even your operating system vulnerability. Okay. These guys can keep scanning you, and then they can hack you. For example, let me tell you, some of the cyber attacks may not even carry the name cyber attack, because they get your number and then they make a call. They make a call because they have some information on you, and they say, you are Mr. So-and-so, I am the friend of Mr. So-and-so, and there is a problem. Can you please come down? Something like that. Or can you please, I will send an SMS. Can you please answer that? Or can you click on some link? Something like that could happen. Please be aware of that, because even a physical call by attacker can cause harm to your personal devices. You can be sent an SMS on mobile phones which contains some links. When you click on that, you are prone to an attack again. Many a times you keep getting a lot of messages, unsolicited messages. I don't know. I have been using my mobile phone for the past 20 years, and then when I started using it initially, I used to get only like few calls and few SMS messages on my phone. But today, I get lot more calls and lot more messages from completely unknown set of people. Junk calls, junk messages are being downloaded onto you, because most of them are trying to actually hack you. You have to be very careful on that. Many times you get emails, this guy says, I am from Zambia, and I have $10 million, and there is nobody who can help me. So I want to transfer your $10 million to you. Can you please share me your banking number so that I can, like that, these are the things that can happen. These are called as phishing and spear phishing attacks. You click on the link, innocently, you are gone. And sometimes something else can happen, like, something can land up in your mobile phone or your laptop, things called malwares. Some of them are harmless, some of them are very, very dangerous. These things are called as randomwares. If you get a ransomware, you are into trouble. One more thing, these ransomwares are not used for attacking everybody. They are very, very determined to go after somebody who has an information in his personal device. Either it is it could happen even on a server, non-personal device, wherein it has happened. You guys might have heard about Canon. Canon is a camera company. It also has a photographic related cloud services. Recently, it is as recently as March of this year, somebody overloaded that system with a ransomware, and that ransomware completely locked all the files that belong to Canon. And this kind of a thing, when it happens, they will say, like, please hand over some X amount of money onto my Bitcoin account. Okay, so till you deliver that kind of money, your application is locked, your data is locked, and you will not be able to deliver your work. Okay, but what Canon did was, they said, to hell with you, because I have my own backup. I'll work with that backup. No, nothing to worry. That's what they said. The other miscellaneous attacks could be free apps, or many a times, like, this is a free internet. People go across all over the world and then start exploring some nicer things on the world. They try to download some free games, but they land up with other things such as botnets and spywares. You don't even know, many times when you download games, you think you have downloaded games, but there are certain things called as botnets or spyware sitting in your mobile. You not knowing that they are there, they keep sending your information elsewhere. That is the attack that can happen on a personal device. Another thing that can happen on a very large scale on the personal devices is trying to use free Wi-Fi if you guys have mobile phones and if you have tried to use Wi-Fi, be very careful, because free Wi, nothing is free in this world. Okay. So there are a lot of places, particularly some of those places in the Western world, when you are near some of the very popular places, you will have tons of free Wi-Fi. You know, you log into the free Wi-Fi, you start chatting with your friend, you start sharing your photos, streaming videos and things like that. And probably, by the way, let me also take a look at, okay, I need to transfer this money, you know, try to do something like that. What happens is, you never know to whose wireless network you are into, and then what is he capable, because he is giving you free Wi-Fi. You know, when you join such a network, he will have a long list of, terms and conditions. In a hurry to get a free service, you say you agree. And when you click on the agree button, a botnet or a spyware is downloaded onto you, and then it starts exploiting the system. Okay, you have to be very careful about it. And the vulnerabilities could be, it could be looking at your hardware vulnerability, or even operating system vulnerability, or your application vulnerability. So let me put some of the statistics which I recently picked up on mobile phone related hacking across the world. 94% of the malware is delivered via email. Phishing account for more than 80% of the security incidents. I hope you guys already know about some of these terminologies which I am using. 60% of the breaches involved vulnerabilities for which a patch was available but not applied. This is one of the very important things, like, your system says, please apply this security patch. You say, okay, postpone, we don't want this because I am interested in doing some other thing. Because particularly on Windows, you see, when you start uploading some security patch or any other patch, it takes a long time. And then it reboots. And then after that, like, you lose some amount of time, which you postpone. Please don't do that. Because they have already discovered that there is a hole which somebody is about to exploit, you have to be very careful. Do not allow such a thing to happen. So when your operating system says, this is a security patch, please stop all the other work, update your operating system, whether it is laptop, desktop, or even a mobile phone. Do that, because particularly security patch is very important. Okay. Data breaches are as costly as an average of $3.92 million per day for the enterprises. And most importantly, I think it is very important for the current crowd that 40% of the IT leaders says cybersecurity jobs are more difficult to fill, which means to say that, if we can encourage our guys to become cybersecurity experts, two things are solved. One is, we are filling a lot of jobs, we are getting employment. Number two, our workplace is a lot more safer and better to work. Okay, with this, I'll give you a small video break. And this video break is going to show, it's about 3 to 4 minutes. It has a video as well as an audio. And as the title of the video break itself says, a hack Windows 10 in 59 seconds. Okay. Although it is 59 seconds, the guy who has recorded this takes about 4 minutes, because, he will give you a build-up of about 2 minutes before he hacks it for 1 more minute. Okay. It's a very interesting video. I want you guys to watch this video for the next 2 to 3 minutes.
Here we are at the locked Windows 10 computer. This one happens to be my wife's. And I'm going to go ahead and, as you can see, I'm logging in right now to this box. Typing the password. And the computer boots in. Normally this takes several seconds. It'll load some programs, do its thing. Another second or two, it should pop up a little message saying she's got some sort of backup software or something like this. There we go. And I'll close that out. Basically, I just want to show that this is a normal, typical Windows 10 computer. Nothing special, nothing fancy going on this thing. It does have antivirus running, just because that is kind of important. Now I'll go ahead and sign out. And now that I'm logged out, it's considered locked. Now at this point, most people would assume that the computer's secure. Unless someone physically steals it, it's locked and can't be accessed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little flash drive that I got in my hand there, and I'm going to stick it into the computer. Now on this flash drive is a Windows installation software and a little bit of malware that I added to it. So I'm going to tell the computer to reboot. And as you see, I got my finger up there. What I'm getting ready to do is hit escape so that I can tell the BIOS to boot off the flash drive instead of off the hard drive. So I hit escape a few times. And in a second, there comes the BIOS, and I'm going over and I'm just telling it, boot off this USB device instead of off the hard drive. So that's what it's doing now. It takes a few seconds.
You can see the hacker.
Hey, look at that, the phone's ringing. Now, as you probably noticed, there's a timer running on the bottom of the screen. And the reason I have that timer running is I want to show just how quick this entire process takes from beginning to end. So here we are. Now we're at the Windows installation screen. Instead of logging in or continuing forward with that, I hit Shift and F10. And what that does is bring up a command prompt and allows me to type any kind of commands I want. And I'm an administrator. So I just ran a little piece of code, very, very small, that I had also included on that flash drive. I'm now going ahead and just closing and rebooting the computer. I'm yanking the flash drive out. At this point, the clock down the bottom there is stopped. That's because we're done. We have just installed malware on this computer and can walk away. And it really was that quick. So now the computer boots back up. It's back at the login prompt, just where the person would have left it. Only now things will be different with this computer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and log back in again with the password. Now I'm logged back in. Now notice though, remember before she had a little backup program that started. That's going to start again. But right after that, another program is going to start. There's her backup program. And now you're going to see there's a new thing that started on her computer. And basically it's just Notepad with a small message that I left behind. What that's showing is that I had the ability to install new software to do whatever I wanted. In this case, I just had it post a little message saying that I was on their computer. But I could have just as easily put ransomware, which would have locked all of the files on the computer. I could have put spyware, which would have allowed me to monitor anything going on the computer. Really, the sky's the limit on what I could have done. I now have complete remote control of this computer to do anything I want. Of course, the user has no idea, because generally you wouldn't put a nice little message on the screen saying they've been hacked. Instead, everything would look normal. And as far as they're concerned, life would be good, and they would still be secure. In reality, they've been hacked and have no idea it took place. Oh, also keep in mind, if they have antivirus or other security products on the computer, those would have all been bypassed just as easily and or disabled through the same attack.
Okay, that was how easy it is for anybody to hack a unattended personal computer. It could be a laptop. You have a thumb drive or a flash drive. You can boot and then you can upload before the owner returns. Many times, this is one of the reasons why you are asked not to leave any personal devices unattended. It should not be from line of sight. If it is out of line of sight for more than 1 minute, as you can see in this device, anything could happen. Somebody who is looking for some information could try to hack to you. That is the information. So let us see how we can protect these devices. So how can we protect these devices? Number one is physical protection. Okay, you need to actually lock it, keep it under lock and key. The laptops, as I said, comes with a slot. Desktops also comes with slots wherein you can lock these devices so that they are not taken away, or at least there is a sense of protection. It is not as easily as taking something and then slip it into your pocket, walk away. No, you cannot do that. You have to keep it safe physically. And keep it locked. There are two locks. One is, as I said, the physical lock, if possible. And the second one is the locking the system with some kind of a password. It could be your fingerprint as a password. It could be a combination of your password as a opening mechanism, so that you can get back to work. Third thing is, when you are done with your old system, when you hand over, just don't hand over the system. Make sure that you delete everything. In fact, not only you install a new system, make sure you wipe out the hard disk and replace all the information available by zeros, so that a guy who is going to get the system do not re-engineer and get to know what it was installed. So that is all the things that you need to do with physical protection. And then also the next is the boot protection you have to do. As I said, if somebody tries to hack your computer by inserting a flash drive in the USB, reboot and take control, you should not allow them. So you should probably be able to disable some of the USB drives at the boot time. So these are the physical protections that you can do. The OS level protection is make sure that you keep the operating system up to date. Most oftenly, you will see the operating systems, if you are using old operating systems, for example, if you are using Windows 8 or Windows 7, Windows XP, and things like that, please do not use it, because they are not guaranteed against today's sophisticated hacking mechanisms. So keep upgrading your operating system. And also, even though if your operating system is up to date, security patches should be updated. I have noticed as a security analyst, the security updates keep appearing once in each for almost every personal device I have seen in my life, which I own, which I use in my office, which I use personally. They are there. Turn on the device searching feature. This is particularly important for mobile phones, because if you keep all your things together, this is possible, particularly in the Apple world. If you have an Apple iPhone, if you have an Apple iMac or an MacBook Air, all these things can keep tracking of each other. It will exactly show you where it is, which room it is. So you have to make sure that it is not out of sight. Then you have to actually lock enable the locking feature. That means you are doing some work and you need to step out. Please make sure that you lock the screen or lock the computer and then walk away before walking away from your working place. The next level is network protection. Make sure that when you are working in a known communication network. no free networks. Okay, free networks, free Wi-Fi's could land you into trouble, as I had told you already. You have to ensure that you work inside the Wi-Fi enabled web or WPA environment, so that your communications are secured, and then they are protected from hacker trying to see what is going on in your system. And then finally, make sure that many a times, as I said earlier, your mobile or personal devices, particularly mobile and laptops, have messages which, when you are using a particular application, will enable you what is known as the two-factor authentication. On the screen, I have highlighted a Kotak Bank information wherein it has sent me a it has sent me an OTP, which is 340036. It is your one-time password for your CRN number, okay, customer relationship number. See, this happens whenever I log in, and this is sent to my mobile phone. So whether I log in to that application via my mobile phone or via my laptop, I get this. This is to establish it is who it is. It is Dr. Kumar, or it is Ramesh or Shankar or whomsoever it is. Use this number and then you can continue your transaction. But if somebody calls you and says, there is an SMS which you have got, can you please share me with your number? Please don't do that, because somebody is trying to hack into your system. The next is the app level protection. Make sure that you download only authentic apps. You do not download any apps from anywhere. For example, if you are using iPhone, download only from App Store, because App Store certifies that this is an app. This do not have a malware. This do not have a spyware. Similarly, Android phone has a Play Store. I'm not sure about Android phone whether they certify that it has malware, whether it will check the application for malware or any other spywares. But as long as it is available on Google Store, there is a tracing which you can always do. Then when you install an application, please read the app policy in detail before you really install. I'll tell you why it is important. It is very important. For example, I will talk about TikTok a little later on, or probably I think I will talk about it right away. This is particularly true with respect to apps such as TikTok and WeChat. These are the Chinese applications. And the problem is, when you want to install these applications, like any other application, it will throw a terms and agreements, and somewhere in the corner it says your application may be shared or will be shared with the Chinese Communist Party in case it is required by them at any point in time. This is entered. Actually, there was this happened about 6 to 8 months ago to one of the senators of United States of America, which he presented that when TikTok can openly say that it can share the information with its PLA, what is wrong with it? So that is the thing, that it can track any kind of information, and then you will be surprised what all TikTok and WeChat can take away from your mobile phone. I have a video which I'm going to show it to you in a couple of minutes. But it is very important that you make sure that it is from a genuine source, and make sure you read the app policy, that you are not saying yes to something which you have ignored. That is very important. Then enable locking of the apps. If you are not using, the apps are locked. And do not save, this is very, very important. Do not save your passwords on mobile phones. Because if there is a botnet or a spyware, it can capture your passwords and then transmit across to somebody whom you don't even know where it is going to send to. So instead use a fingerprint as a password authentication. For example, here you guys might have been using Google Pay for payment. What Google Pay does is, first of all, it will make sure that it is you, it will ask for a fingerprint. Only if the fingerprint is authenticated, it will go ahead and present you the next screen wherein you will put your other passwords, OTP, etc. so that your transaction is 2 times or 3 times more protected than whatever it is. So make sure that your two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication on your personal device is enabled, so that all serious applications such as banking applications, stock market share applications, mutual funds applications, corporate applications, healthcare and other wallet kind of applications are kept safe from the hackers. Next, we will continue with application level security, wherein I think I presented a similar one, but actually I think you can see somewhere here, actually there are 2 things which is enclosing here. For information on the security content of Apple software, so go to this place so and so. That means there is a security update that it is installing. Whenever the system asks for this security update, you please make sure that it is done, because most of you guys are using, it could be Apple, it could be non-Apple, it could be a Google phone, for all that it matters, it could be an Android phone, make sure, or a Samsung phone, make sure that these security updates are installed first. And make sure that the apps are of the latest version, because the latest version would have fixed all the problems of the yesteryear problems. Ensure safe practice on the device all the time. Physical practices, as I said, keep your devices safe, keep it locked. If the device is not being used for more than 1 minute, it auto locks. These are the things that you have to cultivate. Then application usage practices. Then enable encryption wherever possible, because when you are actually trying to use some applications, when the information is exchanged across the network, the applications that you use are encrypted. Make sure that the antivirus or malwares are installed on your system, and then these things scan on a very regular manner across, so that anything that is downloaded into your system, it is ensured that it is not a spyware, a botnet, or any ransomware or anything that is downloaded into your system. Install this and scan regularly. This is very important for desktops nowadays. It may not be very popular on the mobile phones, but it is available on a systematic basis on laptops and desktops nowadays, and then you can make sure that your system is protected with respect to all features. Most importantly, if you have an antivirus or a malware scanning program, make sure that the viruses of all these malwares are updated, so that there is an attack, it will pop up a window. This has happened many times on my system, because I use For example, here I am using Norton Security, and then I have it across all my devices, including my mobile phone. It will protect you from, somebody hacking into your. If I go to certain websites, immediately it will not even allow me to go to that website. It says, there is a problem in this website. I cannot proceed, and then I know I'm not into the right thing, so I back off. It is very important that all these antivirus thing, anti-malware scanners are up to date, and then your system is safe. And now we will have the second and the last video break, and I know that this is a very, very important thing. You guys might have heard this is about TikTok and WeChat. TikTok belongs to a company called ByteDance, and then there has been a long list of complaints. About 2 to 3 months ago, this had become a very big news in America, and still today it is a very big news all over the place, all over the world, including India, where India banned TikTok and WeChat. And actually they have banned about 289 apps. Most of these apps are the mobile apps. Most of these apps have been seen to compromise on what has been happening. Without that, they wouldn't have banned. It's an international recognition that India was able to come up to, and then protect the citizens from getting into the possible attack from apps such as TikTok and WeChat. So let's take a look at what is this and then come back.
TikTok, an app that's had over 2 billion downloads across 154 countries. The first Chinese social media app to gain big traction outside of China, it's formed a part of our daily lives over the past few months, where lockdown has turned many of us into TikTok addicts. But recently, concerns have been raised when it comes to the app's ownership history. TikTok was bought by multi-million-dollar ByteDance, which in turn is partly owned by the Chinese government. One Reddit user decided to inspect the app's code to determine if TikTok is actually a data collection service that disguises itself as social media. The post's author stresses the fact that a few months ago, a leak was found to be publicizing people's primary and secondary email addresses, real names, birthdates, and more. They claim that TikTok is using as many APIs as possible to gather information about its users. APIs are tools that grant access to features and information on a user's smartphone. Grab yourself a seat while I read just some of the details this Redditor has found to be at risk. Your phone's CPU and hardware information, screen dimensions, its memory usage, its disk space, information about other apps installed on your phone, network information including your IP address, MAC address, Wi-Fi access point information, whether or not your phone is jailbroken, and even GPS-based location data which refreshes every 30 seconds. And even if only some of this is true, none of it is advertised as a feature of downloading and installing the so-called social media app. More than 2,000 comments express their own concerns and experiences with the app, many of which highlight some alarming trends that they believe will make users more compliant with potential Chinese infiltration. They say that the sense of virality entices young users to stay on the platform. Despite the intense allegations against the Chinese-owned company, one TikTok spokesperson highlighted that the company is led by an American CEO, with hundreds of employees and key leaders across safety, security, product, and public policy in the US. The company stresses that its data centers are located outside of China, which means that any information collected by the app would not succumb to Chinese laws. Furthermore, we're told that US user data is stored internally within the United States, with a backup being made in Singapore, but nothing in China.
Okay, so I have stopped this video because it keeps going on and on and on like that. Because it's it's a possibility that, when you are using an application, make sure that the application has the right kind of a background. You know who your app provider is, what your app provider is doing, and whether he is doing with the knowledge of you, that whatever he or she is doing is in compliance with the international laws or so on and so forth. So it's very important to know that the apps that you are using in your system are protected against any surveillance, because if an app can collect your information and it can refresh your location every 90 seconds, imagine, like, if somebody is trying to see you, knowing who you are, he know exactly where you are, whether you are in Chennai, whether you are in Bangalore, whether you are in New Delhi, or whether you are in Ahmedabad, or wherever, or whatever it is. Okay. So with this, let me summarize my talk today. So we have come to an end of my talk. Personal devices are very important because in today's world, almost everything happens on personal device, including negotiations on mobile phones via voice, all the way to signing agreements on your mobile systems, and delivering services on your personal devices. All the things that are happening. Personal devices, because the personal devices are capable of allowing you to use your not only personal data but also your corporate data and activities. Thankfully, like with the virus out there, we are still, like with a lot of lockdown in place, we are still able to talk to each other. We are still able to get ourselves updated, upgraded on our knowledge. Personal devices, however, are prone to attacks. You think that your personal devices are secure at your home, but somebody can get across to you without your knowledge if you have not taken care of it, as I have highlighted in my talk today. Physical security is very important. Make sure that they are locked. OS vulnerabilities are also taken care of. Keep updating to the latest possible OS. Application is the next level. Applications will have vulnerabilities. They keep plugging, and then you keep replacing the older application by newer application. Communication vulnerabilities are the most exploitable vulnerabilities. Make sure you have overcome that. And physically protect your device, which means to say that, like, your desktop, probably it is, inside your room under lock and key. Your laptops, they are not, somebody may not be able to get your laptop, open it, boot, and then, try to access your data. No, make sure that OS is also protected. Download only genuine applications and then use them. Don't go for free apps. Free apps are not really free because they want to get something much more out of you. Don't go for free apps. Enable two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication on all apps, so that the app on the other side knows that you know who you are. Then avoid using free or unknown Wi-Fi communication networks, because they will just take over you. So with this, let me thank you, and then let me open this forum for questions. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will end the show now, and I am open for any questions right now. Ramesh.
Thank you, sir. Participants, if you have any queries, kindly ask.
You may also write in on chat box.
Yeah, please use your chat box. Okay, I have a question here. I'll read it out for you. For mobile WhatsApp security threats, what we should do? Okay, WhatsApp has become a, okay, this is actually a question which actually, it is not, it's a part of a bigger question, but let me bring this to a narrower question. WhatsApp's communication is secure. That means when you exchange between two persons, that is fine. But the problem is with the communication, if you are sending any links through WhatsApp message, okay, that is an unverified communication link or unverified URL, for example. Okay, this is where you have to be very careful. Although the communication between the two people have been delivered securely, but the contents of the security may not be guaranteed. So the source, who is sending, is very important. And then how much you believe in that is important, because once you click on the link which is coming via WhatsApp, is beyond WhatsApp. You know, it will be between your application, which is running on your mobile, and the link that it will take you to. So that will become somebody else's problem. So WhatsApp that way is, although it is secure, but the content security may not be guaranteed. Okay. Okay, there are two questions. One is how secure MAC code of any device, and then another question about Zoom application. Okay, Mr. Vishwa Bhaskar is asking about Zoom application. Okay, Zoom is a very important, okay, I'll answer this question first. Zoom is an application which has become very popular. It is an American company, but it is owned by a Chinese national. However, one particular incident happened with respect to Indian company. Indian company in the sense, it was happening with respect to our defense minister holding a video conference along with the defense experts across the country using a Zoom call. And it looks like the entire communication was routed through Chinese servers. Okay. And this was not only with respect to the story which happened with India and the Indian defense minister. This also has happened with somebody else. And the reply which we got for the Zoom application was that the Zoom people said it was by chance. It was by mistake. It was routed through. You know, how can there be a by mistake? Things can happen. how Indian defense communication can be routed through Chinese. Where is the safety? Okay, as that is the problem with the Zoom application. It belongs to a Chinese. It belongs to a Chinese American, but the Chinese American has said that this is a Chinese. This is an American company, but we are abide by the Chinese rules. This is where I think if I start talking about it, it becomes more political than technical. But however, the problem is that if it is routed through to any other country, be assured that this can be, the information can be hacked and owned by that country. So we need to be 100% sure that when we are using such a application for communication across different countries, we have to be sure where all my information is hopping from Bangalore to Chennai. If it hops before Bangalore to Chennai, whether it is hopping to Beijing and then to Chennai or not, because it is very much possible in this cyber world, your application go to some other place before coming back to you. And then this has to be ensured that the communication has to be established so that it is taken care of. Another question by Chitra. Sir, can you tell us how personal devices are prone to communication attacks and how to mitigate with free wireless networks? That is the reason I told you, madam, the free, don't go for free networks, free Wi-Fi networks. Please don't go for it. Some free Wi-Fi network that is believable could be, that is accessible by the service providers themselves. I'll give you an example. If you go to airport or if you go to railway station, Government of India or the service providers to the Government of India will allow you to use free Wi-Fi network. In your railway stations, they are available, you can use, and that is it. Beyond that, do not use any free Wi-Fi, unknown free Wi-Fi at all. In fact, I told you that these free Wi-Fis are meant to, hack you. Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for this nice, wonderful, and very informative session. I request you to kindly share PPT and other materials to be beneficial for our participants. It was very nice to see. First time we have seen lots of the things regarding our personal devices security. So thank you, sir. Thank you for this session, and I request to kindly send your PPT.
Sure, sir. Definitely, I will send it across to you. And then I will also ensure that, all the participants of this session will be henceforth more careful before using, let's say, a free Wi-Fi or before walking away from their system, before locking and things like that. If you have learned some of these best practices, that would be great.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. So, dear participants, so now this is time for lunch break. So, we will again join at